to the Kemp and Carey Instructional Design Model Comparison by team members Jorge Martinez, Kimberly Ramsey, Frank Thornton, and Luis Troncoso. Defining instructional design. Instructional design is the systematic process by which instruction and instructional materials are developed or improved after defining learning needs. Instructional design models give structure and meaning to an instructional design problem, enabling designers to discuss the curriculum design task with a mindful understanding of the design process. Models assist in visualizing the problem and help break it down into distinct, manageable units. It's up to the instructional designer to select which model will help provide the best instruction. For our project, we selected the Kemp and Carey model of instructional design. The Kemp and Carey model are derived from 5 standard phases. Like many other instructional design models, the 5 phases are based on the 80 model: 1. Analyze, 2. Design, 3. Develop, 4. Implement, 5. Evaluate. Both of these models added additional steps to the instructional design model. For example, the Kemp model added a summative evaluation that highlights 3 elements usually absent from other models: project planning, project management, and support services. The Carey model added a 5-step process in stage 6 and developed an instructional strategy. The Kemp model is systematic and non-linear, which allows designers to work in all areas as appropriate. The Kemp model is organized in a circular design to encourage designers to start from any of the 9 elements, while the Carey model is a more linear structured system approach for design. Each component in the model is linked to the other. Overview of the Kemp model. The Kemp model is composed of 9 elements that are independent of each other, and designers do not have to follow each element in order. The designers can start from any of the 9 elements. Due to the lack of interconnections between each of the elements and the capability to start at any location within the model, designers have the ability to observe the complete scope of the project. The Kemp model is systematic and nonlinear, which allows designers to work in all areas as appropriate. The 2 outer oval illustrates the feedback sign, which allows designers to make the changes in the content or modification of element at any time during the development cycle. The Kemp model of instructional design outer oval incorporates post-instruction activities, summative evaluations, that highlights 3 elements usually absent from other models: project planning, project management, and support services. Some of the benefits of the Kemp model are 3 characteristics that are different compared to other instructional design models. 1. The learner instructions are based on their point of view. 2. The instructional development is based on object-oriented observation. 3. The design process of the instructional focuses on project management. Let's review each of the steps necessary for the design of an instruction using the Kemp model. The 9 key steps to the Kemp model of instructional design are: 1. Instructional problem. In this step, an instructional problem is identified and specified goals for designing an instructional program. 2. Learner characteristics. In this step of the model, a learner characteristics is identified that should receive attention during planning. 3. Task analysis. In this step of the model, a subject content is identified and analyzed task components related to stated goals and purposes. 4. Instructional objectives. In this step of the model, an instructional objective is stated for the learner. 5. Content sequencing. In this step of the model, the sequencing content within each instructional unit for logical learning. 6. Instructional strategies. In this step of the model, instructional strategies are designed so that each learner can master the objectives. 7. Designing the message. This step involves planning the instructional message and delivery. 8. Instructional delivery. In this step of the model, evaluation instruments are developed to assess objectives. And finally, 9. Evaluation instruments. In this step, resources are selected to support instruction and learning activities. Overview of the Carey model. The Carey model is a systematic design of instruction that includes the key components of analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. According to the book, The Systematic Design of Instruction, this instructional design model focuses on anticipated purposes and outcomes of learning. the learning environment where the new knowledge and skills will be used, the learner characteristics in relation to discipline and environment. Unlike other designs of instruction, the Dick and Carey model includes the adaptability to remain current by accommodating emerging technologies, theories, discoveries, or procedures. Furthermore, the adaptability of the Dick and Carey model makes it convenient for educational or business instructional purposes. It is also supportive of the novice or expert designers. This model was influenced by Robert Gain as found in his book The Conditions of Learning, published in 1965. Let's review each of the steps necessary for the design of instruction using the Dick and Carey model. Stage 1. Identify instructional goals. This stage affirms the clear behavior that the target learner will demonstrate as a result of the instructional design implemented. Stage 2. Conduct instructional analysis. This stage consists of two steps. The first step is to clarify the instructional goal into one of four domains. These are attitude, intellectual skills, verbal information, and psychomotor skills. The second step is to recognize the steps that the learner must perform in order to show achievement of the instructional goal. Stage 3. Identify entry behaviors and learner characteristics. In this stage, the designer reviews and identifies subordinate skills. This is a crucial step because it separates the entry skills that will be used in the instruction from skills that have already been learned. Stage 4. Write performance objectives. In this stage, performance objectives will be developed by including conditions and criteria based on the instructional, learner, and context analysis. Stage 5. Develop criterion reference test items. A criterion reference test derives from the list of performance objectives identified in the previous stages. Once the criterion reference test items are identified, the designer will select the objective styles to use. Stage 6. Develop instructional strategy. In this stage, the instructional materials are developed and selected through a 5-step process. Step 1. Choosing a delivery system. 2. Sequencing and grouping clusters of content. 3. Describing learner components. 4. Specifics of grouping learners during instruction. 5. Establishing lesson structures. 6. Is selecting media or delivering instruction. Stage 7. Develop and select instructional materials. The development of self-instructional materials should be one in which intervention from the instructor is not needed. In selection of the instructional materials is possible by addressing categories of criteria for creating assessments, goal-centered, learner-centered, and context-centered criteria. Stage 8. Develop and conduct formative evaluations. The formative evaluations intends to provide information that focuses on specific areas of the instructional material that is useful or may not be necessary. Stage 9. Develop and conduct summative evaluations. In this stage, the summative evaluations determine if instructions will be kept or if the new instruction is needed to achieve the learning goal. Figure 2. Comparing factors in the models relating to e-learning. In conclusion, both models relating to e-learning have similar focus, starting with structure, content design, motivation and feedback, and interaction and involvement.